Welcome, fellow fans and collectors, to another Transformers unboxing. Today we have Emirate Xaaron and Autobot Flame from Transformers, of course. 40 years Transformers. This is Transformers and Action Force Under Pressure. This is inspired by the G1 comics from the 80s. This is a subline from there. It should be my last box set from this, or box. My last one from that subline, from the comic subline. I'm not getting the Shockwave. I don't need any more Shockwaves. But let's get to looking at the box. Here we see Flame's hand grabbing our two of our triple changers, and that looks like Scrounge, Ultra Magnus. That, of course, is the one character model for all his figures are so lame, I can't remember what his name is. And Springer. Up there's Rodimus in the box. We have Flame, Emirate Xaaron, Flame. Flame looks like a Hot Rod knockoff, I know. Dot Matrix, comic shots here on the side, comic shots here on the top. And some legal here on the bottom. We can open this up. And we can see some comic shots here and some explanation of them. I'm not going to read all that. These guys, rough models and comic-only characters, but they also transferred over to the IDW universe, and these guys are going on my Lost Light shelf. My Lost Light shelf. Because they were on the Lost Light. Emirate Xaaron, Autobot Flame. Let's get the cracking these guys open. Broadside. His name is Broadside. Yeah, so we can touch them and feel them and everything. I'll say this. This mold has been used numerous times. This guy is a new mold to me. It's the Megatron, War for Cybertron Megatron mold. I didn't pick that up because I need to reduce how many lines I'm collecting. I'm just basically collecting G1 inspired or inspired from each faction, but I don't need 1,000 Optimus Primes. Box is empty. That's garbage. I'm not saving this box. It's a little warped. It got a little wet when it came. There are the instructions. We'll see if I need those or not. Interesting background. Yellow. Nice little Kirby clutter stuff. I got a pencil there instead of Mr. Pointy. Gonna crack this open. All right, let's get to freeing these guys. Already open. Let's do Flame first. Actually, I'm more excited about Emirate Xaaron than Flame, even though it's a mold I have numerous of. Just because I got a good Emirate Xaaron for my shelf. I like obscure characters. All I need is a good broadside, and I can recreate that. Well, I can't really recreate that. Flame's hand is pretty small. I could almost recreate that cover with my own hand filling in this Flame if I had a decent broadside. I have a broadside. None of them so far have been great. Triple changers are hard to do. Looks like we got some extra parts here for Xaaron. There we go. All right. Box is now empty. Let's see what we got here. Of course, Emirate Xaaron is the Camerabots mold. Let's lower this a little bit. He's the Camerabots mold, just with some extra pieces, then turn him into a tank. I always thought he was a gun from what I saw. Did he even transform into... I didn't read the comics, but I did read about the comics a lot. So all the bits and pieces I saw of him, I always thought he was some kind of golden gun. And he is gold, and there is some swirly plastic here. You know what that means. Xaaron might not be held together very well. Probably still turn this in some form of camera. All right, so there's Xaaron. Emirate Xaaron. So we can complete our He can also go on a wrecker shelf. That's pretty cool. Why does he want to lean down all the time? There we go. That face is very focus, comic accurate in the black parts of the lines. Not very well defined. It's just like generic robot. There you go. He got a little bit more defined in the IDW universe. Not by much. And here's Flame. Kind of like an evil Hot Rod. I think he was a scientist. On the Lost Light, he had a... Oh, let's flip around that. On the Lost Light, in the Lost Light universe, in the IDW Lost Light, he had some, he had a bow and arrow. The asymmetry of this mold makes him look ugly, which I think is good. I know this here character model, the one that we see here, where it says words meltdown, is symmetrical. But this does some good bits carrying this. I think he was like, I don't know what he was really just transform into, but this looks like a good representation. This could have been whatever, silver. But he's a character I'm just happy to get. I'm not gonna be too nitpicky about him. He's got the same, a lot less dots than the other ones. There's some there. Got the nice like cell shading, comic cell shading here on the legs. That's some nice work there. That's a nice line work. Nothing on the back. His back's pretty plain. It's interesting. So this is gonna be my first experience with this mold. And looking at it, I could see them remolding this mold into Prime Megatron, not just War for Cybertron Megatron. But then I guess they are supposed to be in the same shared universe, or something like that. The aligned continuity. At first, I thought this was an entirely new mold, and this guy's got some dots on him too. Not much. Gold on yellow. Ooh, that's a nice little touch there. That little crack. Nice little remold. But it's still that same old mold. So let's do you first. Transforming this guy should be easy. Should be. Keyword should. Obviously, we gotta make the tank, so we're gonna have to plug that into there. They broke this mold. They brought this mold out after a long time. I think it was the first of the War for Cybertron trilogy, when they brought out this reflector mold. Ooh, that's tight. Maybe they've retooled a lot of it. Brought it out of storage. But like there was never, I like how where's the cockpit thing? They're gonna have to come off. Oh look, it's a parts former. Go figure. Those are gonna plug in like so. Gonna open up. ALB cockpit. The cockpit of doom. This little tiny freaking cockpit that barely makes it look like anything. And I had that backwards. Let's flip that around. I don't know why I said cockpit of doom, but it was always, I always found it stupid. They gave him a ship mode. Reflector A ship mode. And again, this mode is not that much better. Go hide that head there. I have to pop those out. Take those little pegs in. Come on, pegs. There we go. And that never did peg in there because they were just shallow. Shallow holes. This here's going to go into there. There's nothing to peg it in there. That drives me nuts. And then these just go on the side, here and here, to form the quote-unquote treads. This mold was intended for camera, not for, they just slapped together a spaceship mold. And there he, nothing will stay together on this thing. There he is. There's Emirate Xaaron in his previously unknown, unheard of tank ship mode. I like how little piece of yeah, there we go. That should stay up higher, and then that should actually have places to tab into. You couldn't retool that to make HASBRO? You couldn't retool that to actually do something? But yeah, anyway, that's Xaaron. I'll throw him aside. He's gonna be in bottom most of the time anyway. Here is Flame. And I will practice on Flame before we get back, because he is new to me. Okay, this guy is fairly straightforward in transformation. It's a new mold for me. A couple things I like about it is that it's asymmetrical. First off, we're going to hide the hands. Things I don't like about it is that if this is a Voyager, holy crap, there needs to have more moving parts. Meaning this wrist is unarticulated. But yeah, hide the hands. Pop the chest. Pop this back. Flip that up. Rotate that. Not a whole lot going on here. This arm becomes the cannon. And this arm goes down. You can unpop that. It's a traditional... Oh, what do you want to call this? It's the traditional helicopter transformation, which I think is funny for being Megatron. Then most of it is in the feet. And even here, there's things I like and don't like. Yeah, unfurl the feet. This piece here, it's really confusing as to how... Not confusing, it's just annoying that it's kind of like just in the way, the foot. It feels like they just added more parts to the old War for Cybertron toy from the early 30 era. And he's just this big pile of mess here. And we're just gonna fold that up there. Fold that up here. Make sure everything's all pieced together. And he's kind of a shell former. Kind of. Gotta make sure everything's rotated right. These are gonna peg into there. And that's basically gonna be a really tight connection once we get it in there. Okay. Now these side pieces are gonna peg into there, so we gotta fold that up. There's a lot of fiddling around here to do. We also got to make sure that his knees are oriented right. That they're right on the sides. There we go. We're going to peg those two in there first. Make sure those go peg in. Peg in. The one side is in the other one. I don't know why. There we go. And that's going to go here. And these are going to peg. These are not going to peg into anything. This is going to peg into that tab right there. As we can see, that wasn't pegged right. So since this spun around, we're going to make sure that's properly lined up. And see, there's nothing's pegging in there. There's nothing. It's just behind this platform here. Those pegs. Now see. Gotta get those in there. Okay, so those snapped in there. Once they're in there tight. Everything's in there tight once you get it in there. The next is this thing here. I'm really unsure of why this exists on this figure. Because it's going to be double jointed elbow. We're going to pull that up. And there's a tab there. Pull there. Tab. Pull. We're going to fold it up. And that's going to go in there. And that's a challenge. They're basically just hiding this away. Oh. There's a tab there too. So pretty much we're going to have that in there first. Which is not going to work out so well. Pull it around. And we're going to try to get both those in there at the same time. Which little hint, Oh, it worked. Yep, there we go. It worked. And like I said, I don't understand this. Why? Why is that there? Did I snap something? Oh no, it just came off there. Why? Why is that there? Oh, you know what? That's probably supposed to... That symmetrical piece I hate. There's no reason for that to be there other than to look edgy on Megatron. And there we go. So it's there, and that's not going to... No, you're not going to flip that around. So that has to be like that. Okay. That's like that. And this piece here, there's two tabs here and two pegs there. And you're going to get them in there, but you're going to have to push them together like so in order to get it in there right. And of course, that untabbed that piece there, which is the only piece that actually has a tab. Overall, holding this shell together, there's like 3 pieces. And there's a little divot there that you had to make sure you get in there right. Just fell into place. And then you put that on there, and there he is. In his hover tank mode. They're both hover tanks. Maybe that's why they put them together. I don't know why they put them together. But yeah, there's no wheels on them. Hover tank. It looks interesting. Like I say, I think... No. Yeah, it looks interesting. Once you get it tabbed together, it's not bad. This is not my favorite mold. It's a shell former. And this here, I do enjoy this mold when you have 3 of them to make it into a camera. It being this is just kind of weird. But then Emirate Xaaron was always like a garbage transformer to me. That's I always thought he was like some kind of, you know, bureaucratic garbage transformer. This is fitting. I like that this is like this for him. So we're going to transform these guys back. And as we do so, we're going to talk scores. reviews. Bot modes for both these guys, it's gonna be a 4. I a 5. They're gonna get a freebie on that because they did pick good looking representations for them without much retooling. Like, I don't know the Megatron mold if there's any retooling for that. And what retooling they did give this guy here. Works out pretty interesting. I still think that it's funny that they're both tanks. Both hover tanks. Well, Emirate Xaaron, I guess you're gonna go here. I don't know why you put these on the feet. I mean, I guess it gives it a little more. Yeah, he was kind of a garbage bot. And by garbage bot, I mean just like generic bot. So giving him more stuff for like his upper body is unneeded. Can I plug this in the back? Yeah, I can plug this in the back. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. He doesn't need a shield. Yeah, but Emirate Xaaron, it's pretty good. Bot mode, like I said, 5, good representation. Their vehicle modes, I don't know if they transform to in the comics. I don't know that much about them. And in Lost Light, they barely transformed in that comic. Or comic book about Transformers, they barely transformed. So, let's go. There we go. That. Like that. So in the Lost Light, I don't think they transformed at all. We'll give it a 3 for vehicle modes. We'll give it a 2 because I don't really like either of these vehicle modes. They look kind of stupid. But they get 2s. That'll balance out that 5. For transformation, I mean, they're intuitive. They both make sense. They really do. It's just a little frustrating. So for tab there, and that little tab goes in there. Solid connection once it goes in there. So, hey, does that go all the way in? No. Messing around too much with stuff that doesn't matter. Once more, you gotta fight to get this pegged in. Transformation, they're getting 3s. Average. There we go. Average transformation, because they're kind of junk transformations. Do they make sense? Yeah, you can figure it out on your own. Does it feel fun? No, absolutely not. It is not fun at all. Transformation gets a 2. Now that I use that, does it feel fun? No, it does not feel fun. It's kind of like, oh, this is just a mess. This is barely. I mean, they do good for looking like robots. And then here we got to untab that. Before we move that, I almost ripped that off the first time I transformed it. Flip this around, pull that up the back. That faux chest. Yeah, and price point. Give it a 3 for average. So overall, 5 for bot mode, 2 for alt mode. Man, I'm harsh on this one. We gotta be sometimes. 2 for transformation, and 3 for price. So we're looking at a might be a low 3, high 2. We'll just say it's a 2. These guys are a 2. If you want these characters, this is your best representation you're going to get for these characters so far. I doubt we're really going to see anything else. So if you want these characters, this is how you're going to have to get them. If you don't want these characters, I don't know what to say. Just don't buy it. Don't buy it. So there it is. That's what it is. Thanks for watching. If you are still watching, please hit that like button and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber already, leave me a comment. Are you picking these guys up? Did you already pick these guys up? What do I need to know about these characters besides that I just want them for my Lost Light crew? All right. Once more, and as always, thanks for watching. Have a good day.